Slavery, probably one of the deepest things that America probably could try to get over with and probably cannot get over with. And Native Americans are still healing to this day. They overcome a lot, but they're still healing to this day. Because the European people really killed most of the Native Americans and stripped them from their heritages and stuff. And as for African Americans, if you know our history, if you don't, it's pretty darn deep. And it's very disturbing. When slavery came around, a lot of people know that one thing that around the world might understand is slavery. How terrible that they torture our ancestors, hang our ancestors, and they did so much pain to our ancestors and stuff. They did a lot. They did a lot for our ancestors. They really did. It's still a wound. It's still a wound to a lot of black communities to this day. Me, personally, like I told myself, I forgive all those white people that did to our ancestors. Because our ancestors did something greater. They overcome the hanging, the beatings and everything. Because our African American ancestors became scientists, doctors, inventors. They did so much. I mean, so much. Regardless of what happened in slavery, our ancestors became something 10 times higher, 10 times stronger. You know, that's why many people say, my God, you know, African American people gone through so much, but they accomplished a lot. And like me and my dad said, I wish a lot of black people understand that our ancestors did accomplish a lot. You know, I'm going a little off topic here. But I'm just speaking immigration, basically. Like, of course, African American people were forced to be here. We didn't ask to be here. Everybody always say that. The Native Americans, this was their land first, and the European people just took over and didn't want to share it, didn't want to do anything, because they didn't understand the Native American culture, so they thought they were doing wrong. They wasn't doing wrong. That's just how they were doing it. But the European people didn't understand, so they want to change everything. Then you got your Italians that came over to the United States. The Japanese people. And you got to remember, in World War II, you know, Japanese were our enemies, so they kept all the Japanese people in a concentration camp. Not like the Germany people did with the Jews, but it was like a camp for the Japanese people. These Japanese Americans had business, they went to school, college, and, you know, at that time, American people did not trust Japanese people, so they kept them in these camps and stuff, which is wrong because they're not the one attacking us. You know what I'm saying? It's the people living in Japan back in World War II. So they kept all the Japanese people in camps and stuff because they were scared of these Japanese people. Once again, it's fear, you know. What I'm basically trying to say about all these stories is that, I'm not trying to be mean, but the European, the white people, were always trying to bend and reflect other people. You know what I'm saying? And most people say you're being a little too mean or too harsh. It's not that I'm being mean, too harsh. It's just the history of the fact. The history of the fact. For example, the British people back in the day, they went to different countries. I'm not kidding you. They were trying to take over every country. They tried to take over India. They tried to take the Philippines. They tried to take over, I think it was Thailand. The British people were going all over the world trying to take over. And they wasn't very successful. They took over some parts in Africa too, but then Africa came back and got their independence in some parts in Africa. what I'm basically trying to say about this kind of topic is that people should understand that just because another person is different doesn't mean you gotta change who they are. You see what I'm saying? Just because you understand their language, you should try to learn how to speak their language. You know? So, back to the immigration thing. What I'm saying about immigration is that I think it's great that we're in a melting pot. And when I'm saying about the British people taking and invading people's countries and trying to change them, I'm glad our country adapt change. You see what I'm saying? I'm glad we adapt change. We accept, okay, you're from Italy, let's learn how to speak Italy. What's your history? What's your culture? If you're from Pakistan, let me understand your history, let me understand your culture. You know what I'm saying? Or you from Brazil, let me understand your country, let me understand your history. In our country, it's so mixed in the pot, it's not even funny. You know, it's not even funny. And like I make a joke, I say, hell, you don't need to go to college to learn Chinese. Hell, you can go walk down the street, somebody, your neighbor is Chinese, and they can speak Chinese, and they can willing to help you how to speak Chinese. There's so many different languages in here. It's unbelievable. But that's the beauty about our country. I say this, we're the only country is so daggone mixed. It's not even funny. And other countries have all the same skin color. Granted, yeah, there are little mixed little Americans and this and that, but I'm just saying that when you go to India, who you see? A bunch of Indian people. When you come to America, you see all types of people. You know what I'm saying? People will say, well, Jasmine, what about, people down talk about America? I think, yes, the ones who talk down America, go back to your country. And even American people talk down about our country. And it's like, why? Why you talk down about our country? The land of the free, the home of the brave. I don't understand that. If you want to talk so much trash about our country, you go back where you came from. There was a reason why you came to this country in the first place. For people who are unappreciated, everything that this country have give these people from another country, unappreciated people need to go back where they came from. Because that's ridiculous. Because most of these people that talk trash about our country, it's because it's the freedom of speech. And that's the only reason why some of them talk down about our country. You know what I'm saying? But the ones who appreciate our country, you never hear a word. They say our country is beautiful, our country is this, our country is that. But people always seem like they want to hear the negative instead of the positive. There's a lot of people that appreciate our country so deeply and so grateful that what our country had done, not just for them in this country, but what we do for other countries. Because trust me, the media won't say much about it. But a lot of us in the United States help so many countries. But one will argue and say, what about us, American Jasmine? What about us? Our country don't help our own people. True that. I'm not going to argue with that. But, however, once again, the media won't tell you that there are progress happening for the people who are suffering. You know what I'm saying? For example, there was this man, I never forget this, I saw this on TLC. There was this man, and he was, I'm going to say wealthy, but he lived comfortably. He had money. But he chose to be a homeless man. I don't know if many people saw that, but he chose to be a homeless man. No kidding. He chose to be a homeless man. He will go to work, and I guess he put like on a vacation time or something, because then he been gone for months or whatever. He would tell his wife, I love you, and she can't do nothing about it. I mean, when I say she can't do nothing, she can't call him, she can't say, write letters, because he's homeless. Homeless people don't have a cell phone. Homeless people don't have bundles of papers with them. They're out here with the clothes, water, and whatever else they carry to survive out in the streets. So this man who lives comfortably likes to be homeless. He dressed up homeless and he goes on the street. Wife had no idea where the hell he is. He can be here in D.C. or he can be all the way up to Colorado. You know what I'm saying? My point is about this. There are certain people who rather be homeless and there are certain people that rather be rich. But one thing I do understand is, yes, the government needs to do a lot more to help a lot of people. Like me and my dad, we were talking about, like people who are in prison and jails. A lot of people don't want to go back in the streets and do the crimes that they did. A lot of people want to change. But when they don't have the resources or people out here reaching them to help them, they're going to go back on the streets. And I told my dad, I said, I wish I was a billionaire or something, because I will build like a center or build a lot of apartments for people from prisons and jails who wants to change their life so they can go to school, get a trade, get their GED, or do whatever they can. Because I know a lot of people from prisons and jails don't want to go back and do what they're doing. But since they live in a poor environment and there's not enough resources and people are not reaching out to them, they're going to go back what they were doing. So, I understand why people say our country is not helping our country. But it's sad that we're wasting billions of tax dollars over whatever hell they're spending on. Dumb shit, I'm pretty sure. But it's very sad that this country got billions of dollars and not helping a damn soul. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But it shouldn't be like that. Our country is rich. Put it this way. Our country is so daggone rich. We should not see not one homeless person walking on this damn street. Our country should be so damn rich. The school system should have enough money for music, arts, and every damn thing you could think of in a damn school. Public or private, it doesn't matter. Schools should have so much damn resources and so much money to pay all these hard-working teachers. This country is so damn rich that it should be not one living soul in this country should not be unemployed. Everybody should got a damn job up in this bitch. Excuse my language, but everybody should get a job. But the reason why that this stuff is not happening is corruption, greed. It's just terrible. Oh yeah, I forgot. And the standards. Everybody got the standards. It's sad how this country is. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm proud to be American. I'm proud to be an African American. A gay American. I'm proud to be just American, period. Because this is the only damn country you can march down the street without getting a tank running over you or people trying to shoot you in the head and stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is the only country where you can stand on the steps of the Supreme Court with pickup signs to protest what you're against of. You know what I'm saying? This is the only country in the world you can go on YouTube, Instagram, or whatever damn website you can and speak out your opinion. And regardless, people dislike it or like it, but that's part of life. Our country is where you gotta dislike and like. But there's a reason why a lot of immigrant people comes to our country. There's a lot of reasons. Sadly, surely, there's a lot of history involved, like the Puerto Ricans. One time ago, yes, I forgot what year this was, but once again, America was trying to take over another country. The white people. I'm just saying that. But they were trying to take over Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was supposed to be our 51st state. United States back in the day, and they were taking Puerto Rican people out of their country and put them in New York City and Chicago. If you wonder why there's so many Puerto Ricans in New York, it's because they transferred them to New York and Chicago. It was like the two places I remember when I saw this documentary. But the Puerto Rican people fought and said, no, this is our country, you can't take over it, this is our land, screw you. But, basically I'm just saying that we got a lot of history about immigration, and we got a lot of history about immigrants come, and then sadly our government trying to force to take over countries, but they couldn't do it. Let's just say this: our country is really great because people from all over the world know how great it is, and they don't go by television, they don't go by the internet, they go by reading the book. If they don't go read by the book, they hear their friends and family what they say about this country. And another thing about this too, I wish people start stereotyping what American people are and stuff, because I so damn don't stereotype anybody in another country. Like, I read so much stuff that happens around the world, it's not even funny. So I'm curious, does around the world read about our history and our culture? Did you understand what we are about? Don't go by TV, go read a book, because I'm telling you, the American history book's probably like this thick. You know what I'm saying? So to me, there's a pro and con for people to come to our country. The pro is that I'm glad people love our country and they know you can be successful and they know that you can have a better lifestyle wherever you came from. The con is we got all these nut jobs keep coming to our country, and I don't know how the hell they keep passing these damn tests or get the green card, and you got these crazy lunatics over here blowing up shit, shooting damn people and shit. I don't know how the hell they got over here, but somehow they got over here. So it's like a double sword, if you will, because there's many reasons and there's many reasons not. But one thing for sure, America is a great country to live. And if you want to do some research and tell me it's not, go ahead. But put the comments down below if you see this. But I'm just glad our country is a melting pot full of different cultures and people. I am so happy and blessed that I'm in a country where we're civilized and stable. Not saying no other country is civilized and stable. There are a lot of countries that are civilized and stable. What I'm trying to say is there's a reason why people flock to our country. A lot. Because everybody got a right and everybody got a voice and everybody's got an opinion to be living in this country. That's why this country is so great. And that's why this country is so beautiful. But let me know. Do you like immigrants come to our country, or you rather let them stay out? Or do you enjoy the fact our country is such a beautiful country that let everybody in? Because I'm going to tell you one more thing. In China, when you go to China, you got to tell them exactly why you in China, how long you got to stay in China, and then tell them what day or month you're leaving out of China. Because you can't just come, like, you come to the United States, we don't ask you no questions. When you come to the United States, we don't ask you how long you're going to stay here. Why are you here? What is your purpose here? We don't ask people when they come to this country those type of questions. If you want to come to America, come to America. Just don't start shit, because we lock your ass up. But if you go to China, you got to ask them why you're there. And if you go to Japan, you can't stay there for a long period of time. You'll have to say like you want to go to Japan for 2 months, you're staying there for 2 months, and you got to get out. End the story. So there are some countries where you cannot stay for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? In America, you can stay here as long as you want. If you ain't starting shit, and if you're trying to start a progress to stay as a citizenship, or try to get a green card or whatever, that's a different story. But we're the only country, that's why we're so free, because we let people come here whatever they like, how they long they can stay here, but we're not like other countries that are strict. But once again, that's another double sword, because people will argue about that too. But tell me what your thoughts is.